No one's talking about how
The fuck are you talking about? That's all the internet is talking. People never shut the hell up. Just yak constantly.
No one's talking about how men are going to suffer when they're passing this into law, because it seems it's just there for women. No, they didn't talk about men who are being abused by women. They didn't talk about them. There is no space for them or what, and we're going to find out in this video. If you're new to the platform, I want to welcome you. Welcome to the tribe. At the end of this video, hope you're going to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I don't want to take much of your time. Let's get into it.
Trump's new law states if a man puts his hands on a woman, it is going to be considered a first-degree felony. Now, as a survivor of domestic violence, you can only imagine how important and crucial this is for domestic violence and women's rights in general. So all these men out here putting their hands on women, when the state picks it up and it's considered a first-degree felony, don't go to prison crying.
As a survivor of domestic violence, she's so excited, and she looks like she's seeking revenge, you know. And if they're passing it into law, and then they have to make another law to protect men because it's so dangerous. Imagine taking away someone's life and you find out that that woman was lying. What's gonna happen to her? You know, and I suggest that they have to make it be a first-degree felony as well. If you're lying about someone, it will turn on you as well. Lock her down for 99 years and see if these women will lie. And when they put like that, oh no, don't do that, that punishment is so heavy, it will make these domestic violence survivors not coming in front, blah 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 blah. They're always like that. So they have to make it harsh to avoid false accusations.
Trump said if you put your hands on a woman, it is an automatic first-degree felon. From now on, if you touch a woman, it is a first-degree felon. I'm so happy because so many men out here beating women, putting their hands on women, but they won't fight a man. They won't fight a man. They'll raise their hand at a man, but they will scream and yell and punch and kick on a woman. So from here on out, if you put your hands on a woman, the state is automatically going to pick up the charges and give you a first-degree felony that carries 5 to 99. You are toasted. All you men out there fighting on women, putting your hands on women, you don't deserve to walk the earth, man. You don't deserve it. You need to be locked away. They need to throw away the key. And for all the ladies out here who feel scared like you don't want to tell on a person, you are just as wrong as he is, man. You wrong because the next person might not make it and survive in order to tell their story. So if you got a man out there who putting his hands on you, make sure you tell somebody, man. Make sure you tell somebody.
Yo, what's wrong with this man? What happened? Why hating that much? Because I seem like he's a man hater and he's a man. You know, because instead of finding a solution, what has to be done to reduce or maybe eliminate these DV issues? But he seems liking the idea. You know, he don't understand that even himself right there with the victim. Those women, they don't care about you, bro. They don't. If they see, if they make you a false accusation, they will benefit, they will do it. So you're not safe either because you're a man.
We went from one of the most, and some people say the worst, the most violent city. Can you imagine our capital being the most violent city? But it was really bad, into a totally safe zone. It's called a safe zone city. There's no crime. They said crime's down 87%. I said, no, it's more than 87%. Virtually nothing, and much lesser things that take place in the home they call crime. You know, they'll do anything they can to find something. If a man has a little fight with the wife, they say this was a crime, see? So now I can't claim 100%.
The President of the United States implied today that domestic violence isn't a crime, or at least it shouldn't be. While making comments to the press about his illegal National Guard takeover of Washington, D.C., he complained that he couldn't count 100% crime reduction because the police count a little fight with the wife as a crime. He specifically said, things that take place in the home, they call crime, which implies that as long as you beat your wife on your property, it's perfectly legal. Insinuating that domestic violence shouldn't be a crime is crazy. It is the #1 precursor to women getting murdered, and in 70% of mass shootings, the shooter has a history of domestic violence. This also isn't just talk. The administration has cut millions of dollars earmarked for domestic violence survivors and has also made agreements with law enforcement agencies to hand over DV victims to ICE. We really shouldn't pretend to be surprised. This is coming from a man who we know is a serial predator, who chose a Secretary of Defense whose own mother called him an abuser of women, and overall an administration that is clearly hostile to women's rights. The worst part is, the media is so used to this kind of misogynistic rhetoric from Trump that this probably won't get covered as much as it deserves.
First of all, I have to make this clear. I do not support domestic violence. I do not support a man fighting a woman. I do not support that. So don't come to me saying, why are you so defending it so much? You know, do you like to see women being beaten off? No, I don't. I don't. What I'm saying is the punishment is so harsh. Locking someone from 5 years to 99 years just for having a little bit of misunderstanding with his woman. And then you're doing that to him? Okay, it's fine. What about those women who are lying about it? Those false accusations? What's gonna happen to them? So do you see, if they passing that law, how many men will get hurt? And they didn't deserve it? Because those men who are lying about DVs are more than the actual victims. You have to get that first before you jumping into, we have to put this into law so we can punish these men. What about them?
Women actually hate loyal men. They hate faithful men. Because tell me why most of you were angry at the guy who mentioned that he's going home to his wife and kids. So there was a lady on his post who asked, where are you going? And then he answered Balisa. He said, Balisa, I'm going home to my wife and kids. I'm going to help the kids with the homework. So many women were angry. We know them. That's the type that actually cheats. He's acting better. You hate faithful men. You hate loyal men. You hate them. And then you come tomorrow and say, he was married, Cece. He didn't tell me. He hid his wife. And then you come and say, he doesn't, I don't owe the wife loyalty. He owes his wife loyalty. When he actually gives that loyalty to his wife and acknowledges that he has a wife and is not interested in dabbling in his streets, you guys get angry. You water him down. You make him feel weak and less of a man. Because how dare he not cheat and be like your rubbish type?
I can confirm what she's saying is true because I've been seeing that too. You know, I saw one video, a woman was on a maternity leave for 6 months. She didn't see her husband for all that period, you know. And again, at the time they met, she went through his phone and finding out that dude was clean. You know, no text message to other women, no nothing. He was clean. Guess what happened on the comments? They didn't even believe that. Oh, you have to try and look on the bank history, you know, those transactions, look at them. Or maybe try to do this, try to recover the messages. It's like, as long as you're a man, and then you have to cheat. I don't know what's wrong with these women, bro. If you're good, it's the problem. If you're bad, it's the problem. So men are confused. You know, what type of man you want, because you always find an excuse to blame that man.